Susan. She is out of town, so she will not be joining us today, unfortunately. But I do have my friend, of which we like to call him Coach Ray Martinez, because he does some amazing things. I've known him for a while. He is what I've read. His kind of motto is what he does. He's a trainer in the art of thinking, and I
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely love that. So I want to hear more about that. He's a chess coach, and his team is called the Royal Knights, which is, I think, so brilliant, just creative. And
Yeah.
he also has an online talk show called Actitud y Pasión,
Actitud
and
y
I have
Pasión.
actually been a guest on it, and it was fantastic. And so he can tell you a little bit more about that. He has amazing guests, and he works really hard at empowering and inspiring people to live their best life. So, of course, you have always inspired me, Ray. So I know our people out there in What the 50 world would love to hear about it. So, to introduce you, there you go. This is Ray, everybody.
Hey, how's it going, world? You doing all right? Well, yeah, I'm Ray Martinez. I'm with Actitud y Pasión. Currently, I used to be actually when this first started. It started back when COVID, came around, that kind of deal, and we all went into our secluded little worlds,
Yeah,
And so my world is mainly, being face to face with kids, one on one, that kind of deal, or a lower group situation, and
yeah.
that stopped. I'm sure for you it stopped. No shows, no nothing, and so online came about, and so I started to do a show with a friend of mine called Shark. His name's Sharky, and we had talk show central RTV style, and that's how this started. And then from there, I think we went about a year or something like that, and we were bringing in guests and talking about a little bit of politics, but a lot about helping people. Like our theme used to be friends helping friends, either whether it be insurance, car tips, whatever it was, we were doing that. And then from there, I went on to join another group, and that one was Latino Radio TV out of Miami. And I was actually on the radio doing this and bringing in authors, musicians, and you name it. And then finally, I just came back to Actitud y Pasión. But the whole idea here is mainly success based. We're in the life coaching. Nowadays that's the new thing. You coach.
Yeah.
You help a friends helping friends. That's what it is. I do it for kids. I've been coaching for 26 years now,
Yeah.
and I love it. My background comes in fashion photography. That's my background, and
Wow.
now yeah, 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 yeah.
I
I
didn't know
used to
that.
work. I used to work with models and stars and athletes and all of that up in Dallas, and I used to work at a studio called the Studio, and so yeah, I did all.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, it's in Las Colinas. So but yeah, so I got to Brownsville, and they wouldn't pay me what I was used to, and so eventually I started teaching chess. It started because I went to a tournament, and there was like 900 kids playing chess, and some of the parents knew me back when I was a kid. Hey, you always carry a chess board and this and that. Give my kids some pointers. Yeah, bring them over to the studio. And tips became a career. I
That is
had no idea
amazing.
that I was going to be, doing chess as a new career, but it became a career. Then all of a sudden I started the class, a weekly class, and then eventually those kids that would come to that class started winning, and of course they started growing like in anything they do. And so then I started to do private lessons, and oh my God, I haven't stopped. And this, I think last year I said, man, I'm gonna get my weekends off. I can't. People keep calling me. We just had a regional, and one of my kids went undefeated. Little Isabella went undefeated, and I had some other kids that won trophies and medals and all of that. But man, in the last 3 days, I've been getting tons and tons of calls. Well, not tons. I'm probably about 5 to 10, and it is with his tons. But
Of
even
course.
then, 5 to 10 new students, hey, that's finding room for them, because of course my schedule is full year round, even when
Yeah.
it's out of season. But the whole idea here is, how do I get these kids to dream? How do I get these kids to dream about getting their PhD, about setting goals and being successful in life? And but the whole thing is that they're little. They're 7, they're 8, they're 9, they're 10 years old.
That's what I was going to
I
ask.
have
Yeah.
I have a high schooler, and this a couple of weeks ago I told him, you need to read uh, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know, And yeah, here it is. It's this book here. And
Oh yeah, I think we
it
probably
talks.
all know what that book
Yeah,
is.
it really it shows you how to deal with money, how to understand money, that kind of deal. And there's other things, and I do that for my students. Hey, I'm teaching chess, but hey, why not? That's what mentors do. It help the kid gets to the next level. But that's what it is. So we're 55 plus. I'm actually 65, right? So what do we do now? Do we get into the comfort zone, get the blanket, watch TV all day? What do we do? Well, we need
Yeah,
to be active. We need to walk. I like to walk, so I normally right now I kid you not, I've stopped a little bit. I hurt my leg a little bit, but I'm still doing. Yesterday I think I did maybe 3,000 steps, but normally on a regular from start to end I'll do 3 miles. Uh, and you got to because weight increases. Uh, your
absolutely.
flexibility. You can't move. You can't move. No, it wasn't gay models. Actually, I will say this. Actually, there were some gay models. There was some strippers. There were some people from the movies and stuff like that. It's Dallas. I used to work with the Dallas Cowboys, the Mavericks, Chuck Norris, people like that. And so yeah, I did. I was one of the I was one of 6 photographers that we worked. And actually, if you know anything about the Dallas area, I was the photographer for the $1 Million Saloon.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've been to the $1 Million Saloon.
Yeah, yeah. And so what happened was a funny story. I used to work at another studio called it's the man, I forget the name of it, but it was on Mockingbird, and Mockingbird and Beltline. I remember that, and it was an exclusive studio there that I worked there. And the owner of $1 Million Saloon came in, or the wife of the owner of the $1 Million Saloon came in and brought in her kids for pictures and all that. And I did a really good job, obviously. And then so he comes in, and I show him the work and the home with him and his wife. He likes it. He buys the whole package. Later on, he comes back and he says, "I got to deal with you. I want to bring you two of my models." And he didn't say strippers, two of my models, and I want you to photograph them. And so I did. They came in and yeah, obviously, boom, and I go, oh,
Okay, this
but
is
but
fun.
it was just nothing happened, nothing physical. But I photographed them. But the idea here was that I was very creative,
Yeah.
so I knew what it was for. I knew it was going to be for advertisement. I knew it was this, so it was none of this. It was none of this. It was none of that. It was very tasteful. It was very tasteful and pretty and elegant and sexy. You know,
Hey,
and
people, bodies are beautiful. So,
yeah.
and exactly like you just said, there you can get pretty risque and whatever you want, and that's some people's thing. But oh my gosh, to see nude photos, I think they're just absolutely magnificent if they're done just like you were talking about,
Well, it was
because bodies are
semi-nude, right?
beautiful.
And so
Yeah.
the idea was that this gentleman, well, back in the day, they were offering 8x10s to other clients, and you've been there, and fine restaurant, fine clothing, fine cars. It ain't your place down the street here that where you change your shoes, that kind of deal.
Yeah. It's a
It
whole
ain't
nother
that
world.
type. This is a totally different world. A lot of elegance. It's sexiness with elegance. I
Yeah.
guess you could call it that. But anyway, so then I after that I got the account and I started shooting all their models, and
Awesome.
so it was cool. Somehow this guy or one of his friends or something. Oh, here's where we're going home to. There was the owner of a gay magazine, but his deal was that he sold leather, and so
I bet he did.
he sold leather, and so all the photographs were of men in leather,
Okay.
sexy outfits. And again, he came in, and again, I treated him with. I always treated my models with respect,
Absolutely.
and no comments, no this or anything, and they loved the work, and so I did some work for them as well. So yeah,
That's
I've
amazing.
shot a lot of things. But
You've done
okay,
a
I'm
lot of
coming
things.
from that world, and now I'm working. playing chess, or teaching kids chess, which I love. Actually, in my high school yearbook, you know how at the end of the yearbook you put what you want to do in life?
Yeah.
Well, one of them was to be a lawyer. I never became a lawyer, but so the other one was to be a chess bum. I want to be a chess bum,
Well, how cool is
I
it that
guess because
instead of
living
that
in
you're
the
getting
island,
paid for it, right?
I used to spend my summers in the island, that kind of deal. Out there in Andy Bowie, just camping out for 3 months, or the other one was Isla Blanca, back in the
Yep.
day where they have the little houses, the little cabinets, and $8 a month or a week or something. It was cheap, so I
Yeah.
would do that. But man, it was pretty cool. And so, uh, that's how chess started, man. And I've been doing this for 26 years. And now I think for the last 10 years, it hasn't been so much about chess. I still do my chess thing. My kids still win. They're among the best, not only in the state but in the nation. But the idea is now, how do I get these kids to be successful adults? Because
I
we
love
don't
that.
learn that in school. And I think that's why there's a lot of homeschoolers nowadays, because in homeschool, you get all these amazing values because you're raising them yourself. You're the
Exactly.
principal, you're the teacher, you're the coach, you're everything. And you're teaching, like in your case, Emerald, everything she needs to learn from life. And
Yeah.
she's probably learning life lessons that she wouldn't learn in school, and
Oh,
that's
we
what
do
that,
we do a
you
lot
know
less curriculum than we do life. We
yeah.
do, she does her basics and she's learning all of her math, her reading, and all of that. But she wants to be a scientist. Woo woo.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
everybody asks her, "Are you going to be a singer?" She's like, "Nope, I'm going to be a scientist." So she has a telescope and a microscope, and we do experiments all the time. And so a lot of her learning is out of books and off
Yeah.
computers, and it's just in life. And it's been that way all of her life. And I had a tutor for her when she was 2, so kind of like the same thing that you did, or so maybe she was 3. But it makes such a difference when we have people like you, Ray, that are working with children that aren't just doing it because it's fun and whatever, but you do have a heart for seeing that their futures are brighter. And you're
Yeah.
65, which I love that because you're not letting age, you're not letting the rest
No.
of life and people tell you that you can't do things as we get older, and that's huge.
And
Most
you know
people are
what?
retiring right now, and you're
Well,
just getting busier.
I'm actually just getting started, baby. The thing is this. Supposedly I'm gonna retire doing chess, right? Because I've said it before. I'll do this till I die. But all of a sudden, here in the last 2 years, life coaching has come up, and motivation has come up, and so I go, man, a lot of people don't get this, but all of us that are 55 and above, we have amazing stories. We have amazing lessons. We have amazing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But this younger generations, they need to learn from us because we've been there. Maybe not the same thing,
Right.
but the process of going through it is the same, whether it be relationships, whether it be careers, whether it be in education, whether it be money. Man, if I knew what I knew now, back when I was a freshman in high school, man, I would be richer than Elon Musk.
Hey, I would have made a lot of different decisions myself. I would have
I mean, come
invested.
on.
I sat in my van, touring around with my band, doing what I wanted to do. I mean, I was fortunate like you. I do what I love, and I've been able to do that for the majority of my life. But I sat in the van for 20 hours and read books and watched movies. Why didn't I learn about investing and buying property? I mean, it's just interesting. The mindset for me is I was just going to make it big and make millions, and then I didn't have to worry about it. Well, I'm making sure, like you said, I'm teaching my daughter different. You have to have
Yeah,
something that
yeah,
is tangible. That, I mean, and you know what? It's not just about being wealthy, because I look around and are like what you're doing, teaching
yeah,
chess and teaching love and teaching education. That's wealth. That's that, the love we share, the house, our bunnies, we have so much love. Then that is wealth, and people don't understand that it's not just about the money. However, I'm not saying I don't want $50 billion so I can travel the world and buy a
yeah.
yacht and have a maid and a cook and a massage therapist. Just saying.
All right, all
But
right.
at the same time,
I'll do for you.
I love that you said that, because there's so many coaches out there now, because you said it. It's like they've taken over the world, which I was a health coach, as you know, that's one of the things that we
Mhm.
interviewed on your show for. But it's just, again, Ray, you're going into something even newer and bigger, and taking that experience from being over 50. and knowing that that's something that you can teach these kids and you can help
Mhm.
the world become a better place because of it. And I
Yeah.
love that. And I wish that more people that were getting older, like you said, don't just sit on the couch with their blankets, because I trust me, I love a good movie day. We'll do it. Emerald and I shut, we'll cut curtains and get our popcorn and watch movies all day sometimes, but we can't do that every day,
But
or
that's not your purpose.
it's not my purpose.
Yeah, you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Some people, they sit on the couch, they get up to eat, or somebody brings them something to eat, and they're eating at the on the couch, and then they go to sleep, or maybe they sleep on the couch, and they wake up in the morning, they turn on the remote. And the thing is this:
That's
if
not a
you're
judgment though
happy,
either.
no, no, it's
That's
not.
yeah, I know that. None of
Well,
us judge
but the
anybody.
thing is this: if you're happy with what you're doing, keep doing it. You know,
Yes.
if you're happy with what you're doing, keep doing it. If you at some point say, "Is there more?" then I'm here to tell you, man, there is. The world is yours. You're still a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Get up, take some action, and change the results. A friend of mine from Argentina says, Si no hay cambio, no hay cambio. If there's no change, there's no change. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
If there's no
100%.
change, there's no change. And if you want change in your life, something has to change.
Yeah.
Something has to give.
Well, and it doesn't have
Create
to be
one
drastic.
create one new habit today. Make something that gets you out of the comfort zone. One thing that gets you out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, whether maybe you don't walk, maybe you don't exercise. Well, walk outside your yard, or walk around the block,
Yep.
and little by little it'll increase. Walk 5 minutes, walk 10 minutes, the following week 10 minutes, the following week maybe 15 minutes. Eventually you're going to be walking 3 miles, or invite somebody to walk with you.
Yes.
Partner up with somebody, because I'm here to tell you, man, it's hard to do it on your own, especially when you stop. It's hard to get motivated. And so, but it's all up here. It's all up here. You have to decide, hey, this is what I want to do, because mañana, over here over here in the valley, we say mañana. Mañana never comes. Mañana is tomorrow, and
Yeah.
tomorrow is mañana. So tomorrow again, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Monday. I'll do it at the first of the month. You
Yep.
know what? I'll start on January the 1st on 2027. I promise I will start. My life will change. I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to do this. Mañana never comes. Tomorrow never comes. If
Exactly.
tomorrow never comes, you know,
Anything too.
I,
No,
I
it's
know,
funny.
but the thing is this.
I've always loved the saying that if you want to see change, right? You can keep doing the same thing you're going to do, and in 6 months, look back and see where you're at. Because if you want to be different in 6 months, then you got to do something different, so that when you
Yeah,
get to 6 months, you're not looking back going, "Wow, another half of a year went by and I didn't do shit," right? Because we do that all the time. We
yeah.
it's I even told Emerald, and this is just on a silly small level, but like today I asked her to pick something up because she likes to, she's 7. She likes to scatter everything all over the house. We have a fort in my dining room. It's awesome. My house looks like a tornado all the time, a beautiful tornado. And I just said, "Will you please grab my yoga mat and pick it up off the floor?" And then she got sidetracked. And I looked at her and I picked it up and said, "Oh, Mom." I said, "It doesn't matter." I said, "Just what my habit is, I try to do when I decide to do something or need to do something, like do the dishes or whatever, I do it now. Don't
Yeah,
say, okay, I'll pick that up and then go off and do something else." Because it's so easy to squirrel. And I think also, I don't know, we talk about getting older too. I
yeah,
don't know if our brains go in different directions. I don't, maybe it's just a personality thing, but I just noticed if you do something right now, then you'll do it.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's mañana, like you said. And it could
It's
be the little
tomorrow,
things,
and tomorrow never
anything.
comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Write
So
it
tell me
down.
this.
Write it down. I think if we make a list of the things we want to accomplish this week, and we'll set it. I mean, yeah, yeah. There you go. You have to write things down.
What?
Get a calendar, whatever. I work out of I was telling somebody yesterday that I work out of a calendar, and I work out of my calendar phone, because
Yeah.
I just can't use one. I got to use both. And even then, yesterday I double booked. Because I didn't see my calendar and I didn't see my phone and I double booked. And so, well, the double book is for next week. So I have to call somebody to go, well, can you come earlier? Can you come later? Actually, it's going to be later, that kind of deal, because, the time before that's already taken. But it happens, hey,
It does.
but if you have a system, the system will work for you. Because you just create it. How Whatever it is, whatever makes your life easier, do it. Because otherwise, I mean, we're getting older. We got dementia coming up. We got whatever, old timers and all of that. You know what? For
Old
you guys,
timers.
for you people, gentlemen, ladies that are above 55, that's where we're going. Whether it doesn't matter what life's, whether you have a life coach or not, you're still going to get to dementia. You're still going to get, forget and all of that. Try music. Music keeps you alive, especially if you play piano. Learn to play piano or learn to play guitar. A string instrument or piano or chess. These are the three things that science knows that work both sides of the brain. So when you use both sides of the brain, guess what? You're exercising your brain. Guess what? You stay younger.
Yep.
Guess what? Of course, your brain's getting balanced, and you don't won't go into dementia. You won't get Parkinson's, and you won't get a lot of these other diseases that have to do with the brain. You're
Yeah.
being forgetful and all that. Exercise. Now, if that's too hard, Sudoku. Try coloring. Coloring. Coloring books. Painting. Get your creativity side of the brain working more, because we're used to using the logical side, because that's what we use to live our daily lives, more of the logical side. So we
Yeah.
need the creative side to get to balance out, to catch up the logical side. you know
Absolutely.
Simple stuff. You could be watching TV and you could be coloring. you know
Oh,
uh
yeah. At nighttime, I do puzzles. I
yeah.
do even word search, any kinds of puzzles, anything
Word
that makes
search
your
is
brain
fantastic. Eye
just.
coordination. We're
Yep.
losing our eyes. Hey, that kind of deal.
Well,
I'm scheduled to go to my eye doctor and get some new glasses on.
there you go. But no,
But
you just
but
actually
yeah.
answered one of my questions because I know this and I believe it. In fact, I'm going to talk a little bit more with Emerald. Quick question: Do you do all your tests? You do blah, blah, blah. Let me
Blah,
try that again.
blah, 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 blah.
Do
I
you
speak
do
blah, blah,
them
blah, blah, blah.
virtually? Do you do it virtually and
Yes,
live,
I
or
do
just
lessons face to face,
and
one on one.
virtually?
I either do them at the library here at the main library, or sometimes I set up at the mall and I do
Okay.
lessons there. I have a couple of lessons that I do at the Medical Arts Pavilion in Harlingen at Valley Baptist, because I deal with
Right.
some doctors and nurses kids. But I will do it online, and I use StringYard, which is really cool.
Yep.
And so if you can't come to me, we can meet online.
There
And
you go. Well, because I know
there
I
you
know
go.
that I've always read and heard that chess is, like you said, one of the best things for your
Yeah.
brain because it's strategic, but it's still creative. It's like, you know what I mean. It's so cool. So I'd love to get Emerald into it. And we talk about. I think I'm going to get
And
her a
women
piano.
women are the best chess players in the world.
Really?
Yeah, well, they don't have. In other words, the reputation of it isn't that, because again, it's a men's world, right? But when it comes to actual great, awesome playing. Women, there's one of the top players right now, Juliet Pogart. I mean, she's done, and her sister Susan Pogart, who's actually came to Brazil with me, and man, she's awesome. But the idea is this: think about this: women are creative, they're organized, they're all about details. Guys, we just go pop, 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 whatever, and so we'll win. But women create an amazing attack because there's so much detail. And when you see the games of top level women, oh my goodness, they're beautiful.
That's
And so
amazing.
in life, that's what you women do. You're nurturers. You take care of you. I mean, those of you that worked a 9 to 5, and then came home and worked another 9 to 5 there. I don't know, man. You probably had like 2 hours of free time in that. And I mean, you're amazing. Us guys, we just think of 9 to 5, and then okay, the rest of the time is ours. We relax and watch TV or whatever. But now women, man, you guys are hard workers. So Man,
Well, thank you. Thank you. You
this
know, it's,
time this time belongs to you.
well, I love that. No, I love that. And I love that just so you brought up all the facts of just the things with the sides of your brain, because it is so important as we get older to, what I notice as a musician is I'm out there and I watch, because I have winter Texan season right now, and
Yeah,
every
yeah,
year they come from all over the country. And there are some that I have seen come and sadly go. But I notice the ones that start getting problems walking and start having tons of different health issues are the ones that are just sitting and drinking.
yeah.
The ones that get up and dance, doesn't matter if they're drinking equal amounts of alcohol. That doesn't even seem to matter. It's not that about that, because I think your body can deal with that as long as you're constantly active and moving, like you said, walking or whatever. But I notice the ones that dance, the ones that go play golf, the ones that get out and socialize and don't just sit there are the ones that are still in their 80s and 90s and going full on.
Yeah,
You
they're
have to be
stronger
active, and you have to
and
have
they're
stuff
active.
that the social side of it is so important, because that keeps our hearts and our souls healthy. And then the active part, so it's amazing. So I think I was going to buy Emerald another piano. I had a keyboard and we gave it away. It was kind of broke anyway, but I've always played a tiny bit. But now that you're saying that,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want to start forgetting. I don't want to start having
yeah.
those problems. And I believe with all my heart, there's nothing in the medical industry, no offense, doctors out there, that we can't fight, simply by doing the things that we know naturally we need to do for our bodies. Do yoga. If you don't want to run, if you don't do
Oh,
yoga, is so healthy.
Tai
I do
Chi.
yoga. It will strengthen you. It's good for your spirit, your soul. It's
Hmm.
amazing. So there's so many choices. Go paddleboarding if you're somewhere you can do. That's
Oh,
easy.
wonderful.
There's so many amazing things you can do that are not stressful, that you don't have to go to a gym and pump iron, even though the weights are really good for us to keep our muscles strong and our skin tight. So, but it's, people say, well, I'm too old to do that. I have friends that I know for a fact have aged themselves drastically because
Hmm.
they've told their bodies and their minds that they can't do it. Oh, I'm 50. I shouldn't lift that. I can't do that. I'm 50. And I'm thinking, oh, the hell I can't. I just carried all my music equipment up, which they're probably 40 pounds each, up 2 flights of stairs by myself, and I will
Yeah,
continue to do it. I carry a
yeah.
70-pound girl around. You're not going to tell me I can't do it, because the less
Right.
I do, the more I tell my body I can't do something, the more I will deteriorate and the faster. And that is my true belief.
If you think it,
It
it'll
happens.
happen. If
Yes,
you think it, it'll happen. If you think it, if you think you cannot do it, you are right. You cannot
exactly.
do it. If you think
Exactly.
you can do it, you are right. You can't do it. It's all a mindset. It's all a mindset. What you think in your brain that you can accomplish, you will accomplish. You
100%.
are stronger than you think. You're smarter than you think. You're wiser than you think. You are awesome. There's nothing that can stop you but you. The only person in the world that can stop you from doing anything is you.
Yep.
And the only person that can get you motivated and get you up in the morning is you. So, guys, man, go enjoy. But the thing is this, when you have fun, and hey, Emerald, how's it going,
Hi,
pretty
Nina.
girl? When you have fun and you are happy with what you're doing, you're gonna
Mhm.
last
No,
a whole
50.
lot longer.
I need
You're correct. You're correct.
You know,
You're
there's
correct.
there's there's nothing in the books that said when you're 65 you have to retire. That's just the law. That's just the government telling you that. Though
Yeah.
there's people. My mom's 90 and she still gets around. She's using her walker, but she still gets around. She eats sometimes more than I do. That kind of deal. And I told her, Mom, you're not gonna die. You're not going to die. You're going to last another 20, 30 years. If you die, Mom, it's because you don't exercise, because you're going to be weak and you're going to be lying on the bed. And you're not going to die. If you go out of circulations, because you're going to be, you can't walk anymore because you can't move because you're weak.
Right.
Because she's healthy. She eats very good. And that's the other thing, guys. Oh, this is what I was going to say. We need to get in touch with nature, because nature is our medicine. The modern medicine that that I know, the doctors and nurses and all that, and hey, high five to all of them. It's still in the baby stage. Maybe they're in the
Mhm.
preteens right now. It's about 150 years old. The medicine, the real medicine, which now they call it the alternative medicine, that's been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Talk to those grandmas. Talk to the, what do they call it? The tatarabuelas, the grandmas of the grandmas. If you still got any of those around, talk to them because they got stories. They know the remedies, and it's not witchcraft. It is pure medicine.
Hey,
If it comes from earth, it is good for you. If it comes in a plastic bag, it's not good for you.
hey, you can
If
call me
it's
a
in a
witch if you
box,
want to. You can call me a witch all day long. We go out and we play in the moonlight every full moon and soak up the energy. We put our feet on the ground. It's amazing. Nature is absolutely our healer. We do our very, very best to do zero medication. Every once in a while, there comes a time where you just have to. I broke a
yeah,
rib and
hug a tree,
I'm trying
hug
to
a tree.
sing. Exactly. Trying to sing with a broken rib. I actually had to take something to ease the pain because I couldn't take off work, right? And I hated it, but I did it. But no, it's I agree with you. There's so many things. We use essential oils for things. Like I've got this
Yeah.
right here that has lemon, oregano, melaleuca, frankincense. It's all and we do this every day and get
Hmm.
these beautiful natural herbs on our body. And Emerald and I are hardly ever sick. We might get a little
Yeah.
sniffly with the season changes, but we move all the time. We exercise. We're out and about, and we do our natural stuff. So I agree, and we try to keep our
Movement.
mind sharp. So in fact,
Movement is the key.
she just came to me and said, "Can I take a break from school?" Emerald's in school, and she said, "I need 30 minutes." I usually give her 15-minute break so we can kind of get it done fast. And she said,
Yeah.
"But I'm not going to watch TV, Mom. I have a plan, and I'm going to do it." And I'm like, "And it will take 30 minutes." I
And
said, "Okay,
and that's good. She's
good."
got a plan.
She's creative.
If kids start young having plans, they're gonna follow their plans. It doesn't matter what it is. Just work the plan because as you get
Exactly.
older, they guess what? They're working the plan and
Yep.
they're working the plan. And eventually, they're gonna go to university or something, or they're gonna get a job at NASA or something. They gotta work the plan,
I
and
know. I
and
want
that's
to
what
take her up to
the big
SpaceX.
companies they're looking for kids that are creative and they can work the plan that are decision makers and make decisions based on strategic thinking. You
Yeah,
know,
strategic thinking.
and school the
Exactly.
kids in school nowadays they don't have any of that. They have knowledge, but they don't know how to make these things that the big companies actually need. You
Right.
know,
Well, and
to be
Ray, I
successful.
don't I don't blame any of the teachers
No,
because
no, no. Obviously not. It's
they
the
are thrown
system.
the system. They're required to teach.
You
I
know.
had Emerald in school for in Florida because I actually took her
Yeah.
there. No offense, Texas, but in our area, I just felt like that was a little more progressive area for school for
Hmm.
her because she's so smart, and I wanted to make sure she was getting the best education. She was in school for a year and for pre-K. Pre-K actually, she learned more than anything because
Right.
they were creative. They were so cool. Then kindergarten, she would come home with an hour of homework every night from kindergarten.
Awesome.
No, an hour of homework after being in school for 8 hours.
Oh no, no, no,
This
no, no.
this
Yeah.
little 5 year old. So she'd come home and we go through it. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we wouldn't. Because it's like, really? These
Too
poor
much.
kids are there. And so now when she's homeschooled, she's in school about 2.5 hours a day. But that
Yeah.
is what they learn in school. They don't do anything more than
No,
that.
no, no,
And
no.
then the rest of it we experiment like I was saying earlier. But there was a point to that from what you were saying.
And take
um,
naps.
well, yeah, I like to take naps, but like you said, she's learning live stuff, and our kids need to learn that so they can.
Yeah.
We've got SpaceX up here. I'm going to
Yeah.
take her there, and she's already been. I haven't been, but we're going to go up and I want her to study all of that stuff. And I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something with balloons apparently. But no, I love that you. So I want to just touch on what you do before we head off because I'm always mindful of your time out there, you guys. But so this is Ray, as you know, if anybody tuned in and didn't know,
Ray
Ray
Martinez.
Martinez, Coach Ray, and I love that he is the trainer of the art of thinking, which is
Yeah, yeah.
so beautiful. And then he's a chess coach. Obviously, if you heard that, his team is called the Royal Knights. So if you anybody in the area has kids that want to join, he's not busy enough, so call him up. And he
Well, you
also
know what?
is top shelf.
Grandmas and grandpas out there, granduncles, grandaunts, give your grandchild, whatever, the gift of knowledge.
Yes.
Give them the gift of chess because trust me, I will take them to the next level. Because that's what I do. The way I teach chess, that's how I do it. Because they will. Chess is a superpower, guys. Chess is a superpower. They're gonna need it to negotiate. They're gonna need it to make decisions. They're gonna need it to explore new ideas, make the correct movements, make the correct decisions. They won't be in this which way do I go? Do I go this way? Do I go that way? They're
Well,
gonna
also
know
it teaches
exactly
them to
which
watch out
path
for
to
what's
take.
coming, right?
Yeah,
Because it teaches them because you got to know what's coming, so
and he
they
teaches
can
them to
see
be
5 steps
ahead of
ahead.
the game. He teaches them to be ahead of the game. Athletes that come to study with me become better athletes because they're no longer reacting; they're predicting what's gonna happen. And
God, I love
wow,
that.
it's amazing! It's
I might have
amazing.
to take some chess lessons from you.
There you go.
Will you teach? Will you teach big kids?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my oldest student used to be 82 before he passed away.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that is awesome. Well, no, Ray does it all. He is a life coach for sure in everything he does. He has Actitud y Pasión, his show. We're gonna make sure we put your link to your show in our under our in our comments or in our description, and your information. So if you guys want to get a hold of Ray for any of this, but no, he's just always been a joy to watch on his show and always a joy to talk to. I enjoyed being on his show, and now I have one for you to be on, which is really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
And we will
Awesome.
have you back, I hope. But just seriously, keep doing what you're doing. If you guys out there have any questions, we've had a few guests this morning. I changed times because we've been doing it in the evening, but I wanted to make sure I got you on. So
Yeah, because I'm busy in the evening.
yeah, yeah, I know that he's so busy, but anyway, you're amazing. All the things you do are inspiring, and I just have always been very thrilled to be your friend and keep in touch. My
Uh-oh.
daughter's tearing down the house.
It's
Did
it's
you hear?
it's
I didn't do
exploring.
anything. Now you can see my messy bar. Kaboom! And our sunglasses. Can you pick it up? Don't squish the cat. She's gonna squish the cat.
Oh my
But
goodness.
but no, Ray, I love it, and we will definitely, if you're willing, we'll have you on again. And
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
goodness,
definitely.
I'm gonna go fix my tornado. Um, but I will
Hurricane
please
Emerald.
yes, I will send me all the information for the links for everything, and I will make sure. There we go. Look at that.
Well, if you want to get a hold of me, just go on Facebook and put Ray Martinez, the chess coach, or actually just Ray Martinez, and it'll appear. It's easy.
Oh,
That's what I use. I have Instagram, I have LinkedIn, but you know what? I don't even get to that. I'm too busy that I only use Facebook. So that's
there
kind
you
of
go.
deal.
Well, see, he's
So
so famous. All you have to do is put in Ray Martinez. There's only
yeah,
one of
yeah.
them in the world, right?
Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. There's
I'm
some singer.
teasing.
There's a singer. There's a politician. There's a sheriff. There's somebody else. But it's easy. Just look for my smile.
There's only one you, honey. Well, I appreciate you so very much, and we will definitely talk to you soon. And I'm going to start talking to Emerald a little bit more about these chess lessons, and I'll look at your schedule. Maybe we can come and have her watch one, and that will inspire her. So,
There you go.
all
Take
right.
care.
Well,
Have a beautiful time. Beautiful
you
day,
too.
guys. It's
Thank
all
you
up
for
here, man.
joining us.
It's all up
That's
here.
great. It is.
Bye bye.
Thank you, honey. We'll see you
I love
soon.
it. Bye bye.
Okay, now that was funny.